Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SMU's annual Honors Convocation. This is a special day for our students as we recognize outstanding academic achievement in all disciplines. The procession of student honorees will begin in approximately 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, SMU is pleased to present this year's students receiving recognition at today's Honors Convocation. Leading the student procession is Chief Marshal Thomas Osang, carrying the ceremonial Bradley Kent Carter baton. Following Chief Marshal Osang are National Fellowship semifinalists and finalists, students receiving university awards, higher society inductees, and winners of the Outstanding Senior Student Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we present representatives of the faculties of SMU, led by Faculty Emeriti and Faculty Marshal Daniel Reynolds. Presenting the platform party for today's celebration, and the president of SMU, R. Gerald Turner. Preceding President Turner is SMU's ceremonial mace, carried by Michael Harris, president of the SMU Faculty Senate and ex officio member of the SMU Board of Trustees. Please continue to stand as we welcome the members of the platform party.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Imperial Brass, for that wonderful processional music. I'll ask the audience to please continue to stand. I am Elizabeth Laboa, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs of Southern Methodist University, and it is my privilege to welcome you to the university's annual Honors Convocation. As part of our Celebration of Excellence weekend, where we celebrate a variety of achievements across campus. Reverend Lisa Garvin, chaplain and minister to the university, will give our invocation.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all of you being honored today. Please join me in a moment of prayer. God of hope and light, as this academic year draws to a close, we gather to celebrate exploration, knowledge, discovery, and dreams fulfilled. We give thanks for students whose curiosity and imagination inspire us, and for faculty whose wisdom and mentoring challenge us and lead us into new spaces for exploration and shape us in new ways of understanding. In this time together, we celebrate the light of knowledge and the hope that we will take what we have learned here to shape the world in compassion, justice, and peace. All this we pray in our collective faith with courage, curiosity, and hope. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Garvin. Please be seated. Here beside me on stage today shines SMU's Howard Lantern, which serves as a symbol, I pointed to the wrong direction, there's Howard Lantern, serves as a symbol of the light of learning and intellectual curiosity within our community. It's especially fitting to have the lantern here as we gather for Honors Convocation, an SMU tradition where we recognize the significance of academic excellence to the university and the constellation of its schools. It is appropriate, in fact essential, that we recognize academic excellence as exemplified in the achievements of our students. I wish to acknowledge members of the platform party and ask each to stand briefly when announced. I'll ask that you please hold your applause until all introductions are made. Dr. R. Gerald Turner, President of SMU. David Miller, Chair of the SMU Board of Trustees. Michael Harris, President of the SMU Faculty Senate and member of the Board of Trustees. Casey Mejia, Vice President for Student Affairs. Thomas DiPiero, Elizabeth Martin Armstrong Dean of Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. Nader Jalili, Mary and Richard Templeton Dean of the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering. Holly Jeffcoat, Dean of SMU Libraries. Stephanie Knight, Leon Simmons Dean of Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development. Robin Poston, Dean of the Moody School of Graduate and Advanced Studies. Rachel Ball Phillips, Moody Graduate School Fellowship Director. Jim Bryan, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs at Cox School of Business. Carissa Cloward, Associate Professor and Platform Marshal. David Doyle, Jr., Dean of Honors and Scholars Programs and Director of Dedman College Scholars Program. Randall Griffin, University Distinguished Professor and today's convocation speaker. Elena Hicks, Assistant Vice Provost and Dean of Admission and Marshall Lector. Brandon Miller, Assistant Dean for University Honors Program and Fellowships. Gretchen Smith, Associate Dean for Students at Meadows School of the Arts. Melinda Sutton, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Ella Dabney, Student Vocalist. Ellie Hood, winner of the Best Undergraduate Research Poster. Seth Villa, winner of the David R. Russell Memorial Poetry Prize. Please join me in thanking these members of our platform party. I now ask representatives of the faculty, both retired and in service, to please stand. These are our colleagues, and these are the individuals who are the mentors of those whom we honor. So please join me in recognizing them and thanking them for their work. Thank you. I would also like the numerous university administrators and staff in the audience today, from SMU's provost office, from my office, from the other offices across campus, to please stand so we can thank you for your support of the outstanding students recognized today. Thank you so much for all you do. And then, of course, I'm going to ask the parents, families, and friends of those we honor today to please stand and be recognized. Students, please thank your parents, family, friends. Thank you. Academic achievement comes in many forms. We have two special presentations today illustrating the many ways that our students excel here at SMU. First, Seth Villa, candidate for the degree Bachelor of Arts with major in English with a creative writing specialization. Seth is the first place winner of the David S. Russell Memorial Poetry Prize, and he's going to recite his poem, "It Is My Pleasure to Inform You." Following his recitation, Ellie Hood, senior psychology and sociology major and first place winner of the undergraduate research poster session, will share her research titles, Factors Affecting Romantic Partner Preferences. So a couple of very interesting presentations we'll have. We'll start off with Mr. Villa, please.
It is my pleasure to inform you that after much deliberation, with the support from references and omens, and the moon visible in the day, you have been made from the earth, and find the fingerprint of sometimes man, but always maker, in the peeling birch bark and in the breeze whistling through your backyard. The dust calls you, and yet there is a part which soars above and inside like the green-blue jeweled housefly, the laughter you have with your friends in the trees. And the pond is so still, you wonder if it will ever break its peace. So you throw a rock, and you find that the piece is never broken. And are you the stone, trying to rend heaven? Inside you is a breath of life. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ellie Hood, and I'm a senior from Seattle, Washington, studying psychology and sociology. Over the past couple of years, I have had the privilege of conducting independent research with the help of the Engaged Learning Fellowship, the Department of Sociology, and the University Honors Program. This research, titled Factors Affecting Romantic Partner Preferences, seeks to understand people's attitudes and behaviors regarding interethnic relationships. Over the last 20 years, the percentage of Americans who are in romantic interethnic relationships has increased from 7.4% in 2000 to 19% in 2019. Simultaneously, the percentage of Americans who claim to approve of romantic interethnic relationships has increased from 64% in 2001 to 94% in 2021. These statistics sound really promising, but any good social scientist knows that statistics don't always tell the full story. Research on the behaviors of interethnic couples suggests that stigma surrounding interethnic marriages still exists. Adolescents in interethnic relationships are less likely to meet their partner's parents, are less likely to publicly show affection, and are more likely to end their relationship. When I considered the statistics versus behavioral research, my question then became, if the stigma surrounding interethnic marriages hasn't necessarily gone away, then what accounts for the impressive increase in the number of interethnic couples? To investigate this question, I worked with my faculty mentor, Dr. Deborah Branch, to design an inductive study that would explore people's behaviors and attitudes. Through surveys and interviews with SMU students and faculty, I learned something interesting, but not necessarily surprising. Upon analysis of my data, I came to the conclusion that, in these days, people are more concerned about finding a partner who shares their beliefs and values rather than a partner who is from the same racial group or who shares a similar physical appearance. Of course, there is overlap. Sometimes having a partner who shares your beliefs and values entails having a partner from the same racial group. That being said, it's clear that people's mindsets have changed. This change of mindset, known as dyadic cultural affinity, recognizes that our beliefs and values are influenced not just by our culture of origin, but also by our social environment. By recognizing this dual influence on cultural identity, people are starting to realize that just because someone is from a different ethnic group, it does not automatically entail romantic incompatibility. Now you're probably wondering, what accounts for this change in mindset? The simple one-word answer is globalization. As our society grows more connected and more diverse, individuals are beginning to rely less on stereotypes and generalizations and more on their own personal experiences when making judgments about others. While my study was on romantic partners, I believe this applies to all of our relationships. If you look around the room, you will likely see people who belong to different ethnic groups and who have different cultures of origin than yourself. You may have assumptions about them based on these two things. But what's cool about this room that we're in right now is that it's a type of social environment. No matter how different you are from the person sitting in front of you, behind you, or next to you, you're sharing a social environment with them right now. And perhaps because of this, you're not as different as you may think.
Thank you, Mr. Villa and Ms. Hood, and congratulations on these special honors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to introduce to you the president of SMU, Dr. R. Gerald Turner.
Thank you, and I join the provost in welcoming our honorees, the SMU faculty, staff, friends, family, and special guests to this occasion. It's a pleasure to have you here and to honor the academic accomplishments of our students. And to the graduating seniors gathered here today, you are SMU's finest scholars, representing our highest achievers and our best world changers. And besides that, you're the best senior class that we have. Actually, in terms of your entering scores and everything like that, you were the best that had come through here. So that still has held constant until today. Today, we are honored to welcome a distinguished scholar to the podium as our Honors Convocation speaker. Professor Randall Griffin has quietly established himself as one of the foremost experts in the field of American art. With 4 published books and another one forthcoming from the esteemed Yale University Press, and numerous articles in prestigious journals, his contributions to the study of American modernism is held in very high regard. Dr. Griffin's impact extends beyond his published works. He is known by his students and his colleagues for his passion, enthusiasm, and great sense of humor. He has captivated generations of Mustangs with his mastery of his subject matter and engaging teaching style. His dedication to student success is further evident in his consistently high ratings that are given to him by students as they're evaluating the courses in which they have studied under him. He has received a number of awards, including the M Award the highest recognition bestowed upon students, faculty, staff, and administrators on the SMU campus. Notably, even students from non-arts disciplines often recall years later the profound influence that Dr. Griffin has had on their comprehension of the visual world. He's been an invaluable member of our university community for over 3 decades, generously dedicating his time and expertise to various committees aimed at enhancing the campus experience. For many of his contributions, earlier this month, Dr. Griffin was honored with SMU's Faculty Career Achievement Award. Described by his colleagues as thoughtful and deeply considerate, he embodies the spirit of service and collaboration that defines our institution. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Randall Griffin as your Honors Convocation speakers as he shares his insights and wisdom with us today. Dr. Randall Griffin.
Thank you, President Turner, for that generous introduction. I also want to thank the honors students for enriching SMU in myriad ways. In my years at SMU, the honors classes have always been my favorite, with the brightest students who are both curious and disciplined. I have taught here for over 30 years, so I thought it a good moment to reflect on the things that matter most to me as far as both my career and larger life. In this talk, I will focus on 3 of those things: idealism, words, and pleasure. The first of these is idealism. According to stereotypes, the young are idealistic and those over 40 are practical and somewhat cynical. In high school, I was a member of the Young Republicans, but in college became a Marxist, and I was arrested for demonstrating against the building of nuclear power plants. My father, who was an executive at Phillips Petroleum, was appalled by my transformation. Today, my political views have moderated, but I remain quite idealistic. By idealism, I don't mean to invoke Plato's concept of the mind, but rather the aim to improve the world. The best students are willing to question their assumptions, and that is also true of the best teachers. Following on that point, I have always found it especially challenging to understand what your students don't know. By that, I do not mean just facts, which are easy to address, but also concepts. Concepts specific to our academic fields become baked into us in PhD programs, and one can too easily assume that your students are already familiar with those ideas. In thinking of my own field, art history, we normally frame or interpret works of art according to iconography, iconology, and style. Iconography means studying the subject matter of works of art. Iconology means examining the social meanings of works of art. And style means describing what makes the art distinctive in terms of how it was painted, how it was made, and its formal characteristics. When I am teaching, I have to remind myself again and again that those concepts have to be made visible and integral to the class. Therefore, I might ask my students to describe how the paintings of Henri Matisse and Picasso in the 1920s differ from one another. What makes that exercise especially challenging is the fact that few students have been trained in how to describe style in art, which requires a particular lexicon or field-specific vocabulary. So I aim to teach students that skill in all of my classes. One of the best assignments I had in graduate school in a seminar about old master drawings was to create a copy of a Matisse drawing. The professor asked us to trace in pencil that drawing of a face with the intention of recreating it. My assumption was that it would be a simple task, but I quickly learned that it was impossible to capture the life and fluidity of Matisse's line. He had a remarkable gift for draftsmanship, and that ink drawing is a masterclass in the use of line. Using a brush loaded with ink, Matisse drew a face with complete assurance and economy. Employing only a few black curves on white paper, he created a face that exudes life. On the other hand, my tracing of that drawing was flat and lifeless. Good teachers alter your view of the world, and this exercise helped teach me to question my assumptions. Put another way, learning along with teaching requires some humility. The American poet Mark Van Doren wrote that the art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. I like that statement because it makes clear that learning is in essence about gaining self-knowledge, so that teachers are really only catalysts. Few of us will transform the world as Martin Luther King did, but we can all make it better, and teaching is my way to try to do that. The second thing I want to discuss is the importance of words. As President Turner has said before at events like this, there is nothing more useful than learning to write well. That is a skill that will serve you throughout your life. I want to begin this section by reading a poem by the Irish writer Seamus Heaney, who was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. The poem is titled The Peninsula, which was inspired by a drive along the coast near Belfast. It reads, "When you have nothing more to say, just drive. For a day all around the peninsula, the sky is tall as over a runway, the land without marks, so you will not arrive, but pass through. Though always skirting landfall, at dusk, horizons drink down sea and hill, the plowed field swallows the whitewashed gable, and you're in the dark again. Now recall the glazed foreshore and silhouetted log, that rock where breakers shredded into rags, the leggy birds stilted on their own legs, islands riding themselves out into the fog, and drive back home, still with nothing to say, except that now you will uncode all landscapes. By this, things founded clean on their own shapes, water and ground in their extremity." Like great novels, Heaney's poem conjures a different world, and through imagination and memory, it captures a profound sense of place. Indeed, it distills that coast into something intensely lucid and vivid. As Heaney says in the poem, that process allowed him to uncode all landscapes, turning a particular experience into something transcendent of place. Heaney famously described writing as analogous to digging, which is a demanding form of labor. What he meant is that good writing requires one to return to it repeatedly in order to find clarity and nuance. Words can empower us, can give us authority, can help us shape the world around us. By the way, when you use AI, I urge you to try to keep it from robbing your writing of your own voice and ideas. Finally, I want to discuss the third thing that matters to me, pleasure. George O'Keeffe said that success doesn't come with painting one picture. It results from taking a certain definite line of action and staying with it. She was talking about creating a series of paintings, but the same thing applies to almost anything important in life, from succeeding at work to keeping a marriage strong. O'Keeffe was driven and disciplined, yet she surely would have said that we should not forget to smell the roses too. The things that give me pleasure include reading the New York Times and good novels. I also relish hiking in the Rocky Mountains, seeing glacial lakes and carpets of colorful wildflowers, and night skies crowded with a million stars and comets that streak across the blackness. I also love visiting art museums, including the Museum of Modern Art in New York and the Art Institute in Chicago. And desserts are important to me as well. Without question, the most memorable dessert I have had was at the Morgan Library's restaurant in New York City. The Morgan has the world's largest collection of illuminated manuscripts, along with 3 copies of the Gutenberg Bible and the letters of many iconic figures, including Jane Austen, William Blake, Galileo, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Henry David Thoreau. The Morgan Library also has one of the grandest architectural spaces in America, its East Room, which was J.P. Morgan's original library space. Morgan was the wealthiest man in the world when he had it built. Designed by the esteemed architect Charles McKim in 1902, that room is 60 by 40 feet, and when you are standing in it, you are surrounded by bookcases that are 3 stories tall, all filled with rare books. It is hard to imagine a more opulent room with its Persian rugs, Renaissance tapestries, 15-foot-tall carved marble fireplace, and mural-covered ceiling. And yet, even with all those glories, I best remember the Morgan for a banana split I had there about a decade ago. The bananas had been caramelized, pan-fried in butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon. There were 3 scoops of homemade vanilla ice cream, which were covered in an intensely chocolate sauce. Then there was a large dollop of fresh whipped cream, and it was festooned with perfectly tart maraschino cherries that had been made there. Now that was a great dessert. So I hope you can find a balance in your life between work and home, and discover beauty, pleasure, and laughter in your daily life. It has been an honor to speak with you today. Of course, I have been talking about my own story, and you have your own lives ahead of you. I hope you will remain curious and idealistic and be generous to others. Your dreams matter more than anything, so make them real. Above all, don't forget to embrace new experiences with an open mind. As the poet Linda Greenlaw writes, if we find what we already know, we have not traveled. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Griffin. In addition, just incredibly insightful and thought-provoking remarks. I am not going to survive unless I have an incredible banana split this weekend. That description was amazing. As we celebrate excellence and the work required to create that excellence, one manifest symbol is our vocal music program. We are pleased and proud to have with us today Ella Dabney, candidate for the degrees of Bachelor of Music in Vocal Performance and a Bachelor of Science in Health and Society. Dr. Katya Chernaya O will accompany Ms. Dabney on the piano. Ms. Dabney.
Once I thought I'd never grow tall as this fence. Time dragged heavy and slow. But April came and August went before I knew just what they meant. And little by 'cause I thought I'd never go outside this fence. This space was plenty for me. But I walked down the road one day, and just what happened I can't say. But little by little it came to me, that line between the earth and the sky came beckoning to me. Now the time has grown so short, the world has grown so wide. I'll be graduated soon. Why am I strange inside? What makes me think I'd like to try to go down all those roads beyond that line above the earth and neath the sky? Tomorrow when I sit upon that graduation platform stand, I know my hand will shake when I reach out to take that paper with the ribbon band. Now that all the learning's done, oh, who knows what will now begin? Oh, it's so strange. I'm strange inside. The time has grown so short. The world so
Thank you, Ms. Dabney, for that beautiful performance. I now ask Dr. David Doyle, Dean of Honors and Scholars Programs and Director of Dedman College Scholars Program, to recognize the graduating students of the University Honors Program and the newest members of our honor societies on campus.
Thank you, Provost Labola. I'm very honored to be here today to help recognize many accomplishments of our students, and we're very proud of all that you have achieved. Two ways that we recognize our most distinguished students are through our own University Honors Program or by inviting them to join one of our honor societies. We are pleased to have with us today almost 180 seniors who have completed the University Honors Program, as well as the newest members of 12 honor societies representing a variety of disciplines all across campus. I'll begin with the UHPs. Will the students who have completed the University Honors Program please rise to be recognized? These students have completed special seminars as well as a senior project, and all will receive honors in the liberal arts on their diploma. Please be seated, and many congratulations. I will now announce the honor societies. Students, please rise for recognition as your honor society is announced. Descriptions of all honor societies and their newest members are listed on pages 6 through 10 of your program. Mortarboard. The National Honor Society recognizes exemplary scholarship, leadership, and service. Will the Mortarboard members please rise? Many congratulations. Please be seated. Alpha Chi, National Honor Society for all disciplines. Will the Alpha Chi members please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Phi Beta Kappa, the National Honor Society in the Liberal Arts, the oldest academic honor society in the United States, founded in 1776. Will the new Phi Beta Kappa members please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Psi Chi, the International Honor Society in Psychology. Will you students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Pi Kappa Lambda, the National Honor Society for Academic and Musical Accomplishment. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Beta Gamma Sigma, the National Honor Society for Business. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Tau Beta Pi, the National Honor Society for Engineering. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Eta Kappa Nu, the National Honor Society for Electrical Engineering and Computer Engineering. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Omega Rho, the National Honor Society for Operations Research and Management Science. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Upsilon Pi Epsilon, the International Honor Society for Computing and Information Disciplines. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. You may be seated. Tau Sigma, the National Honor Society for Transfer Students. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. And salute the Veterans National Honor Society for Student Veterans, Active Duty, and Reserve members. Will these students please rise? Congratulations. You may be seated. Congratulations to all of our students, the University Honors Program and the Honor Society students, for your many achievements. We are very proud of all that you've achieved. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Doyle, and I add my congratulations to all of you recognized. I now call upon leaders of our 5 undergraduate schools to recognize students receiving departmental awards. Thomas DiPiero, Elizabeth Martin Armstrong Dean of Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences will begin, followed by Associate Dean of Students for Meadows School of the Arts, Gretchen Smith. We continue then with Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs at Cox School of Business, Jim Bryan, Mary and Richard Templeton Dean Nader Jalili of the Lyle School of Engineering, and Stephanie Knight, Leon Simmons Dean of the Simmons School of Education and Human Development. A listing of all the departmental awards begins on page 10 of your programs. Dean DiPiero.
Will all students receiving departmental honors in Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences please rise? There you go. President Turner and Provost Loboa, on behalf of the faculty in Dedman College, I am pleased to recognize today's students for their achievements in the humanities, social sciences, mathematical, data, and natural sciences in Dedman College, as well as those who are Hamilton and Robert Meyer undergraduate research scholars and fellows. Congratulations to all of you on your achievements.
Will all the students receiving departmental honors, departmental awards in Meadows School of the Arts please rise? President Turner and Provost Laboa, on behalf of the faculty of Meadows, it is my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for their achievements in the arts, communication, film and media arts, dance, music, and theater. Congratulations on your accomplishments.
Will all the students receiving departmental awards in the Edwin L. Cox School of Business please rise? President Turner and Provost Laboa, on behalf of the faculty of the Cox School of Business, it is my pleasure to present you these students recognized today for their achievements in accounting, finance, management, marketing, real estate, strategy, and entrepreneurship. Congratulations on your accomplishments.
Will all the students receiving department awards in Bobby B. Lytle School of Engineering please rise? President Turner and Provost Laboa, on behalf of faculty of Lyle, it's my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for their achievements in civil and environmental engineering, computer science, electrical and computer engineering, mechanical engineering, and operation research and engineering management. Congratulations on your achievements. Thank you.
Will all students receiving departmental awards in Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development please rise? President Turner and Provost Laboa, on behalf of the faculty of Simmons, it is my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for their achievements in education, applied physiology, and sports management. Congratulations on your accomplishments.
Thank you, Deans, and congratulations to all of you receiving these awards. One of the great pleasures of being a part of this university community is the joy we take from one another's success. So it is today as we recognize the academic success of those who have achieved high honor through receiving prestigious fellowships and university-wide awards, those inducted this year into the Robert Stewart Higher Society, SMU's highest academic honorary for academically achieving students, as well as the students named this year's Outstanding Senior Man and Woman. Intellectual and creative curiosity is enlightened and transformed into wisdom only through intense study and discipline, which have certainly been demonstrated by these fine students. I now ask Alina Hicks, Marshall Lecter, and Assistant Vice Provost and Dean of Admission to announce these awardees, beginning with students receiving national fellowships and awards. All awardees are gifted an Honors Convocation pen, symbolizing scholarship and outstanding academic achievement. Just as a quill and scroll were used to learn and perform research centuries ago in higher education, this pen represents a connection to our academic past and an instrument to use in future academic pursuits. Graduate fellowship students will be greeted by Rachel Ball Phillips, Moody Graduate School Fellowship Director. Undergraduate fellowship students will be greeted by Brandon Miller, Assistant Dean for University Honors Program and Fellowships, followed by President Turner and Faculty Senate President Michael Harris.
I now call on Rachel Ball Phillips, Director of National Student Fellowships and the President's Scholars at SMU, to help us honor those recognized for Graduate National Fellowship Awards. Austin Joseph Miller, semifinalist, Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to Norway. We congratulate these graduate students who received a National Fellowship Award. I now call on Brandon Miller, Assistant Dean for University Honors Program and Fellowships, to help us honor those recognized for undergraduate National Fellowship Awards. Simon Glenn Sabaron, Boren Scholarship to Taiwan, and alternate Critical Language Scholarship for Chinese. Vivian Tran Tai, CDC, John R. Lewis, Undergraduate Public Health Scholar. Anish Sinthakulmar, Critical Language Scholarship for Hindi. Victoria Magdalena Romacek, finalist, Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to Poland. Lillian Emily Duma, alternate Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to Kosovo. Shira Siddhartha, Goldwater Scholar. Rachel Corin Mannon, National Science Foundation Research Experiences for Undergraduates. We congratulate these undergraduate students who received a National Fellowship Award. I now call on Holly Jeffcoat, Dean of SMU Libraries, to help us honor those receiving university awards. Lillian Anna Nelson, SMU Libraries Student Employee Excellence Award. Nino Federico Castellano, Ben Thomas Excellence in Tutoring Award. Ethan William Zeck, Ben Thomas Excellence in Tutoring Award. We congratulate the students who received university awards today. Thank you, Dean Jeffcoat. I now call on David Doyle, Dean of Honors and Scholars Programs and Director of Dedman College Scholars Program, to help us honor those inducted into the Robert Stewart Higher Society. Arman Asif Ahmed, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Taryn Mason Beard, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Anna Noel Beckley, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Evangeline Bria Bulick, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Zachary Maxwell Boucher, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Jacob William Garza, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Fiona L. Graybill, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Mencio Kim, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Suve Ariel Kokoricha, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Daniel S. Coulty, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Andrew Patterson McClure, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Mason Benjamin Moreland, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Nadia Mustafa, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Juliana Christie Niniol, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Nicholas Patrick Powers, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Catherine Elizabeth Propas, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Alexandra Rachel Pugh, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Zoe Emily Roberts, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Eric Hossein Ryan, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Angelica Brianna Sanchez, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Veronica R. Tanner, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Anna Ramsey Weath, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Safia Ali Zaki, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Avery Zulfagari, Robert Stewart Higher Society. We congratulate the students from the Robert Stewart Higher Society who were recognized today. Thank you, Dean Doyle. Together with the SMU Mothers and Dads Clubs, we wish to recognize the outstanding senior man and senior woman. Eric Javid Roram, outstanding senior man, also recognized today for National Fellowship Awards as the Boren Scholarship to Tajikistan and Critical Language Scholarship for Persian. Catherine Elizabeth Ramsey, outstanding senior woman. We congratulate the SMU Mothers and Dads Club's outstanding senior man and woman who were recognized today. Thank you.
I now invite David Miller, Chair of the SMU Board of Trustees, to extend his congratulations to you. Chairman Miller will be followed by the President of the SMU Faculty Senate, Michael Harris. Mr. Miller?
Thank you. On behalf of the SMU Board of Trustees, I'm highly honored to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you and your families for your exceptional achievements at SMU. Your success demonstrates the very best qualities of being a Mustang, and we're incredibly proud of your high standards and accomplishments. Beyond your GPA and your academic achievements, you developed the critical thinking skills and cultural intelligence required to make meaningful contributions to your communities and chosen fields. As you embark on your new endeavor, know that the Board of Trustees is committed to supporting and enhancing your efforts. We persistently work to ensure your degree continues to appreciate and value, and that your pride in being a Mustang grows stronger every day. I have only one piece of advice to share with you, and that is when you graduate, don't turn loose of this university. I well recall walking across this very stage in 1972 to receive my degree and very consciously thinking, I'm going to figure out how to stay connected to this place that I so dearly love and appreciate. I've been able to consistently do that, and I'll tell you my 50-year relationship with SMU has been one of the most enjoyable and fulfilling aspects of my life. SMU already enjoys a reputation of one of the very finest universities in the country, but our goals are even loftier, and we need your continued involvement and engagement to achieve those goals. Always remember, you're a Mustang for life. So once again, congratulations to each of you. You make us extremely proud. Go Mustangs in the ACC, pony up.
On behalf of my faculty colleagues, I want to express my congratulations to you and our appreciation for you joining us today. We've recognized many of our outstanding students and the hard work that was essential for you sitting here today. It was both pleasure and pride that we gather here to recognize your amazing accomplishments, and this event is a testament to the dedication and your unwavering pursuit of excellence that each of you have demonstrated. Looking across this auditorium, I see those who have taken advantage of everything this great university has to offer. You each have your own path of learning, discovery, and growth, and we're so happy to be able to acknowledge and honor your SMU journey. I also want to take a moment again to recognize the incredible support systems that surround our honorees. To the family and friends, thank you for the encouragement, guidance, and support that you have offered to our students every step of the way, and we extend our deepest gratitude to you. Your support has played an instrumental role in shaping the individuals we have honored here today. As faculty, one of our greatest joys is working with talented, curious, and engaging students. We will always value what you brought to the classroom, the lab, the studio. It has been a pleasure to learn alongside of you and be in community with you. Indeed, I encourage you to continue excelling individually, but also to use your talents, labor, and gifts to uplift and empower those around you. Let us all continue to embrace the values of academic excellence, integrity, civility, and inclusivity that have defined our academic community. Congratulations again to our honorees. May this day be an inspiration as you continue on your journey towards even greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller and Professor Harris. We have now reached the conclusion of our convocation. I congratulate all of you, those honored and those honoring. The university hymn will be performed by Ella Dabney. I ask you to remain in place until the conclusion of the recessional, when you will be dismissed by Chief Marshal Osong. Ms. Dabney?
Oh, we see the varsity, as she towers o'er the hill over there, and our hearts are filled with joy. SMU, alma mater will be true forever.
Thank you.